How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Uh, Greetings, Tamas. I hope I pronounced your name right.
Well, we say it slightly differently, but don't care about it because it's just we say Tamas.
Tamas.
But it doesn't matter. Everybody calls me Thomas because it's easier for everyone.
Okay, sorry. Um, Greetings. Your new album called Rengeteg is now out for some time, and the reviews for it are great. Are you satisfied with the album?
All right, thank you. Well, I am satisfied actually. Yeah, but I think that's the best I could do at that time. Now, but there are some things I would do differently now, but that's fine. That's fine with me.
hmm You made this album entirely on your own. Looking back at the process, would you say that it was hard?
Well, it wasn't only me. Actually, I'm the only member in the band, but there were people involved in the work because all the clean vocals are by a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He's Attila Bakos, and
Mm-hmm.
he's got some other projects as well, like Woodland Choir or Terranis, and the male clean vocals were performed by him, and it was a big help because unfortunately I cannot sing, so I did only the unclean vocals, and
Uh,
I had a girl, Agnes Stott, who is singing in The Moon and the Night Spirit, which is a neo folk band,
mm,
and also there was a cellist playing on the album in three songs, but besides that everything was done by me, so I have
yes,
written. Yep.
I mean the composing process.
Yeah, that was me. That was me entirely. Well, I like the way like it is, so it's easier for me, I think, on one hand, to compose and to play things, but the other hand, it would be handy to have someone to control me. It can be a help, but this time it was only me. So, well, I dealt with it. It was fine.
hmm Your longtime band member Janos left the band last year.
Right.
You playing together since '98, am I right?
Yeah, that's fine. The two of us were in the band for, yeah, from 1980 till last year. So it was a pretty long time.
Why did he left?
Well, it was basically the main thing is that we are pretty far from each other. I mean, I am in Scotland. I live in Scotland. I've been staying in Scotland for the fourth year now, and he's in Hungary. But there were time he was in the Netherlands and in Norway, and now he's in Budapest in Hungary.
Uh-huh.
And I was in Mako, which is our hometown. It's Mako in the southern eastern part of Hungary. This is where we are coming from. I was in Mako, and then in 2008 I left to Scotland, and I'm there since then. So we hardly meet. I mean, we meet once a year or once in every 2 years. So it's after a while, it's pretty hard to work together.
Mhm.
And given the fact that he is not very very much interested in the internet and the technology, and he can't really do this thing online, and we couldn't work together more. So it was a small wonder that we could even do our third album in 2004. Yeah, because at that time we were pretty far from each other, and since then it became more and more the distance.
Uh, what can you tell us about your new album?
Well, it's 60 minutes long. It contains about, yeah, it's 10 songs, and it's a bit less experimental, I think, than the previous ones, and it was more song-like songs with shorter tracks and more concentrated, more focused, I think. But well, it's not something I prefer. I don't think that traditional song structures are more valuable or something, but this time it turned out like this. I think the next one will be a bit more experimental again. but I'm not quite sure about it, so everything can happen. I don't know yet.
First of all, could you give us some translation of the song names
All
and
right.
tell us something about them?
All right. The title. I mean the title of the album is Rengeteg, which means something like a vast and trackless forest. In Hungarian, it's an ancient word. It's no longer used. I think it's not a common word anymore. And the track titles are, the first one is called Blackfield in English, and then Eastern Wind Rising, and the third track is Trilobite, and the fourth track is Stone Knocking, and we have Iron Mountains, which is the fifth, the longest track is Iron Mountains in English, and sixth song is Lunar Module. It's Lunar Module. It's Holtcomb, and we have, what the heck? What is the seventh track?
One moment, I have to
All right,
check.
I know. I remember now. It's my blue. Well, it's in English. It's an interesting one. It's my blue shirt is a flag. My blue shirt is a flag. It's
Interesting name.
an interesting title, yeah. We have the eighth track is, yeah, the rain. That's the eighth one, and the ninth one is. I forgot in Hungarian. What's the title in Hungarian? I know what song it is, but I just forgot the title. I know that the 10th track is All Flesh is Grass, which is from the Bible, actually. Phrase from the Bible.
The ninth track is Thy Catafalque.
Oh, all right, yeah, that's it. That means something like bare bows at the end. Three bows, bare bows at the end. That is the title of that in English. But actually, you can find all the translations in English on the internet. If you go to Metal Storm page, and I found out that some people just translated all the lyrics as well into English, and quite well actually. So you can find it if you try to look for it on the internet.
Thanks for the advice.
All right, it's Metalstorm dot whatever, I don't know, I forgot it.
I guess.
All right.
Thank you for the advice. I guess that this would be very helpful for all your fans.
Yeah, because they are pretty accurate translations actually, so they're good ones. I recommend them.
So no Google Translate?
No, we never use Google to translate, at least Hungarian, because Google cannot handle Hungarian at all, because Hungarian is so different to all the other languages that it's pretty hard to translate to any other languages by the Google translator. So just forget it, because you will just get more confused than before.
No, I know. I live close to the border of Hungary. That brings me also to the next question. Your lyrics are in Hungarian, and that makes it hard for most of your fans to understand them. What do you think about it? How do your fans react on you making the lyrics in your mother language?
Well, I think most of the people just like it because it's kind of special in this kind of music. In metal, generally in metal, you cannot really hear people singing in on the native tongue. Everybody's using English lyrics, and most of the time, and it's a bit unique. Even if you don't understand the lyrics, the sound of the language is quite different, and it makes a good impression, I think, on many people. And on the other hand, I use my mother tongue because it's much more easy for me, and it comes much more natural than using English, because I can speak English, but I cannot express myself the way I can in my native tongue, and it's just natural to use Hungarian. And our first two albums were in English, and then I decided not to do it anymore, because it's just I felt it awkward it was not the way I could do it much better in Hungarian. So I just ditched it, and I decided not to use it anymore because there's no need for it. And you can find translations if you want, so people can do it. I can do the translations, and you can figure out what the songs are about. But it's more important for me that I could feel I could do the way I want.
Did you think that this was maybe a risky step for you to start using your mother language?
I know I didn't think it was risky because at that time when I decided to use Hungarian, there was absolutely nothing. It was just a band with self-releasing CDs. No, we had no audience at all. Really, it was just a very very small band. So there was nothing to lose. It was just natural, and I didn't care about it at all. And now that we have a deal with Season of Mist, which is a big thing, it's an international label, but I've never thought about turning back to English, and they didn't ask it either. So it was never a point. And actually, all the music was done. It had been done, and then I contacted Season of Mist, so they got the Hungarian material, and it was quite fine with them. So there's no point in turning back to English. I don't care. I don't think I will do it again because it's just simply better for me. It suits me better.
Do you play live with the Catafalque?
No. It's not a live band. We have never ever performed on stage because it's just me. And I could organize some live gigs and I have offers, but it would be too much hassle. It's just me, and I should get 2 guitar players, I should get a bass player, I should get a vocalist, and I should get a drummer, and all the stuff, and it would have been too much hassle. I don't really think I should do it now because I really don't have time to do it, and I enjoy composing more than performing.
But would you ever play live if you get a good offer, or just out of fun, to say it so?
Well, I would. I did it. So in the past, I was playing in a band called Zsír, and we had been performing. We had gigs, plenty of gigs, and pretty good gigs. So I pretty much enjoyed that. But it was a different times. It was different in many aspects. It was just we were friends and we were childhood friends and playing together. It was fun. But now I should hire people, just to play, and it's a kind of different feel. And I just really don't feel the need now to perform. But if I got offers. I could have played in Paris and in Austria, and even I was called to Russia for a tour. But I'm working. I cannot do it. I don't have time. I don't have money. I don't have anything to do it. And most importantly, I don't have the urge to do it, I think, now. So perhaps later. I don't know.